Good evening and welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial is going to teach how to run a fiber connection and also have a backup mobile connection with in case your fiber connection goes down or you have a power cut. There's several ways you can do this, but this is the way I do it. So without further ado, let's get started. So the device we're going to be using is a Huawei B315/607. So what this device does is, if we look at the back, we've got the WAN port here. That's the one by the USB. That's actually a WAN port. It can be used as an actual LAN port too, but we're using that as a WAN. If I need to plug LAN devices into it, I would connect to these three here, because when you plug it in, these are not WAN ports, it's only this one that it's plugged into. That's the WAN port. Here's the backup mobile connection, so in case your power cuts, it'll revert to this. If you don't have a UPS with this device, it won't work, meaning that when the power cuts, the whole thing will just switch off. So what the UPS does, it provides internet for a couple of hours, or maybe a few hours, just depending how much you use it, and just depending on the activity, and if you've got a USB hard drive connected as a Samba server. So it all depends on, those factors all depend on how old your UPS is and how big it is. So I do got a UPS for this, but it's put away at the moment. But for this concept, I'm only teaching you how to use a mobile connection and a fiber connection and thing. See how I've set this one up is, I do got a SIM card, but it's currently not on here, is when the fiber goes down, I've got a mobile plan which I share with the phone I'm recording off now, because 2 degrees here in New Zealand gives you an option to, when you're on a share everything plan, you can share data to another SIM card for free. So that means even when this phone is flat, I don't have to hotspot. The data sharing is on the SIM, so which this supports 2 degrees 4G. But to demonstrate fiber, I'm not going to be connecting to a fiber box. I'm only just going to be connecting to another modem, as called the Fritz box. But this will just demonstrate through just the LAN ports on the other modem that this can receive a fiber connection. So we'll plug her in, which will demonstrate. So usually I would have a UPS plugged in between this and that, but we'll just plug it directly into the power outlet. So we'll put this here. Okay. See how that's red? That means that there's no internet, the internet's not live, because there's no SIM in it, but it has the possibility of having a SIM which would make the internet live. There's the Wi-Fi, there's your WAN, there's your LAN/WAN ports, port light which blinks, these ones don't, and also your mobile connection bars, which has 3 lights, just to indicate your signal strength. But so usually if I had to stick my SIM card in it and then turned it on, the internet would be live, because it would hook up to 4G by default. But first priority is always fiber. Fiber is always first priority. And the reason why they do that is because you don't want to be hooked up to a fiber connection and your mobile data is your first priority and you use that before you use your fiber. That's not what we want to do. You want to use your mobile connection as a backup. So in case of a power cut and you've got this hooked up to a UPS, you can still access the internet through the plan. And also your people that's connected to it, whether it's your family or just you, just depends on your household. And I'm only just got this modem out for a tutorial purposes, but this is what I do. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this into a Fritz box that's going to be acting like the fiber connection. So if we come behind the TV here, we've got a Fritzbox modem here. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug this modem into LAN port 4 on the Fritzbox. So we'll plug her in here, just a second. Okay. So that clicked in, so that's plugged into fibre, or not fibre, actually it's acting like fibre. Well, I'm only using it as an example, but you can connect it directly to a fibre box. So just waiting for the LAN to boot up, the LAN to recognise, and it has recognised it, because it would have been recognising the configurations of what this modem needs to be done. I've always set it to auto, so that means it'll automatically choose the recommended settings where if I plugged in a LAN device like this, or if I plugged a LAN device like a game to the WAN, so I could use the mobile, or plug this into a fibre box where it'll tell, this modem will say, oh, it wants to run the internet through the LAN cable rather than the mobile. So what happens is, usually when you've got a SIM card in here, it'll still come up with the mobile bars, but this will take first priority, and that's what you want, because when the power cuts, that's when this light will switch off, and then this will still be active because of how it is. So that is how you set up. That's how you set up a fibre connection through the Huawei B315/607. And also having a mobile connection as a backup. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, you have a good day or night.